Welcome to another voiced over battle report here on the Critical Focus channel. This battle report sees Squitch a second time here in quite a tough matchup with the Vamps. Both of the decks used in this battle report have been featured in my Nemesis matchmaking series, I think part 2 and 3 maybe. And this is the Force of Frost deck for the Vamps versus the quite fiddly Mask deck for the Rats there with the Malevolent Masks. Let's see if the Rats can surprise the very accurate 2 damage dealing Vamps from the Dire Chasm season. Make sure to ring the bell, like the video and comment below. Enjoy! In Matthias's first activation, Velas charges forth and lands a hit on the lurking Skaven, killing him, sucking his blood to later inspire, and scores Courtly Hunt for basically the first fighter in the round to die being an enemy fighter. In the power step, Velas gets a Mirrored Duelist to count single supports as successes for both attacks and defense rolls. It's especially good if you like Bloodthirst her and goes scything little rats, I guess, but she is about to inspire. In my first activation, I move Kirk behind Scritch, and then I choose Squitch with my Nervous Scrabbling in the power step to swap their places around and inspire Squitch, because I chose him with a ploy. In Matthias's second activation, he moves Gorath forth, just a regular move, and then he passes. In my second, I swap out the all too early drawn Completed Pact, which is quite a brick card there. I will also mention here that I had a very rough first draw, which I mulliganed into an even rougher one with only end phases on my hand. And so my only chance here to get any glory is basically to fish for a Surge or kill a Vampire. Quite a challenging start versus a tough opposition here, but I'm not one to give up that easy. In Matthias's third activation, he moves his leader forth and he passes. In my third, I charge with Squitch and land a crit hit with 3 damage on Prince Duval. And then I play Momentary Boldness and I choose Kirk to charge his leader, and that ploy will also inspire Kirk, but that's not yet, that's in the next step. This could go, but alas I rolled 2 lousy swords there, and to make matters worse, he then heals Duval up with Blood Vial, and in his last activation, Enyas moves forward to score preternatural speed for every vampire being in enemy territory. I then try to ping plus push his leader with the Festering, but that didn't work either. I missed the attack, but because of the draw, still got to push him into the lethal. In the end phase, my rough hand scores me nothing. Velas and Duval inspires Duval from that Blood Vial, since it also removes his hunger. So having both of them inspired means he scores Grave Lords for having 2 inspired surviving friend fighters. Matthias wins the second roll-off as well, and then he starts with activating Duval, but the hungry Skaven denies him with that crit. I then charge with Kirk in my first activation, but my single success there is not enough to do any damage on his leader. Velas then lands 2 successes on the Festering via the Mirrored Duelist and scores them cold-blooded for killing him while being in enemy territory basically. I then feel kind of forced to charge with Squitch to get something going here, and even though he almost defends that, I finally kill Duval. He then charges with Enyas and deals 2 damage on Kirk. I then play Envy's Shroud on the Hungering Skaven to give him an extra wound, and then I charge with him, but I don't hit Enyas sadly, but I had a plan B with that charge, since Visions of Success scores me a glory for holding an even numbered objective with a mask upgraded fighter. Then Gorath charges Kirk and the crit is enough to take him out of action. Then I put the Lurking Skaven back. Since all my survivors are now charged, Squitch can use his unique action again. In the power step, I play Unveiled Ambitions to search for a mask upgrade and put Vitrix's Eye in my hand, which I then play on the Lurking Skaven. Then in the end phase, Matthias scores Chill of the Grave for 2 dead enemies. He also upgrades Velas with Von Morusi's armor for that sweet damage reduction. A very solid card of that one. I score Hooded Stranger from having a masked fighter in enemy territory and an extra glory there for not being adjacent to an enemy fighter while scoring it. Third round and I finally win the initiative. I start with just moving Lurking onto objective number 1 to score Audacious Aspects for holding an oddly numbered objective with a masked upgraded fighter. I then play Scrabble in the Dirt to add a mask upgrade from the discard pile, and I add in the Frostbitten Veil, and Matthias plays Vampiric Might on Velas. He then charges my leader with Enyas and chips 2 wounds off of him. I then play Eternal Smile on my leader, and then I play also Frenzied Stabbing to get +1 damage in the next activation, and then I also play Taking Over to make the Eternal Smile action. Then I charge Gorath with a now 5 damage dealing Scritch, and I successfully do that 5 damage on him, getting 2 glory from killing a large fighter and 1 glory from Death's Visage for killing someone while wearing a mask. Then Matthias charges the Hungering Skaven with Velas, getting a double crit there on a single defense fighter with nothing useful to do. I draw a power card in my next activation. Then it's Sneaky Shenanigans from Mrs. Von Fane with Quicksilver Advance to move her next to my leader. With all of his fighters now charged, he can activate her in the next activation, and I don't want my leader to die, so I play Hooded Rush to push him away. Even if we might lose, I don't want to die. I sadly don't score anything in the end phase, while Matthias scores Cold of the Void for there being no adjacent fighters, friend or foe, and Red Ruin for 3 dead enemies, so that's 4 glory for him there. Well played, sir. Very good run for the Vamps. I really like this pairing for the Vamps. Force of Frost is super solid for them. I do feel even if the deck sure could have performed better, and I sure could have as well, I don't really fancy the Mask deck. It's extremely dependent on an optimal draw, and also it takes a lot of practice, I think. It can probably score very well when you get everything right, because there are some truly powerful cards, extremely strong ploys here, but it can also give you this super bricked experience if you don't get the stuff in the optimal order, I guess. But with that said, I'm very much looking forward to see what the Rats can do with the new deck they are about to receive. It should just be days away, and we'll also get a look at Sondara, Mollog, Briar Queen, the new rival deck, and the Sarbags as well, right? So lots of stuff coming towards you and me, hopefully, in the near future here for this great game. So yeah, let's like the video and let's roll those end credits, right? Take care. This is Mats again, chiming in to thank you for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and to not miss out on future content, ring the bell as well. And if you really liked this video, feel free to click the thanks button just below this video. And if you want to support me even further, you can now become a channel member and claim the title of Critical Focus Fan. Until next time, take care, bye.